Welcome back to Woodworking Advisor. Today we're tackling one of the most common questions in woodworking. Do you really need both hand tools and power tools? Or can you get away with just one? Let's break it down step by step so you'll know exactly what belongs in your workshop. First, let's talk about hand tools. Before the hum of power tools filled workshops, these were the instruments that built the world. Hand tools are the true foundation of woodworking, teaching you the very nature of the material you're working with. We're talking about essential items like chisels, hand saws, planes, rasps, and screwdrivers. There's an intimacy to using them. They're quiet, allowing you to focus completely. They give you unparalleled control, letting you feel the grain of the wood respond under your hands. This direct connection is something many woodworkers cherish. It's a sensory experience that engages you fully in the creative process. It's not just about building something, it's about the journey of creation itself. Many seasoned woodworkers will tell you that mastering hand tools is the key to developing true patience, precision, and an intuitive understanding of craftsmanship. You learn to read the wood, to anticipate how it will cut, and to make adjustments with surgical accuracy. This is where you build the muscle memory and the deep knowledge that separates good woodworking from great woodworking. But let's be realistic, there is a trade-off. The most significant downside is speed. Hand tools are inherently slower. Cutting a complex joint or a long board with a handsaw takes considerable time and physical effort. Flattening a large surface with a hand plane requires skill and a keen eye, and shaping intricate curves manually can consume hours. Furthermore, these tools demand respect and maintenance. A dull chisel or a poorly set plane is not just ineffective, it's frustrating and can even be dangerous. They require you to invest time not just in the project, but in the tools themselves. Now what about power tools? Power tools bring speed and efficiency. A circular saw can rip a board in seconds, a drill makes holes effortlessly, and a power sander smooths wood much faster than sanding by hand. They save time, reduce fatigue, and allow you to tackle larger projects. But power tools come with their own costs. Literally. They're more expensive, require electricity or batteries, and they can be intimidating or even dangerous if you don't know how to handle them. The age-old question for any woodworker: hand tools or power tools? It's a debate often framed as tradition versus technology. But the truth is, it's not a competition. The most fulfilling woodworking journey isn't about choosing a side, but about building a bridge between them. It's about understanding that the truly skilled craftsperson knows how to walk both paths. This isn't a choice you make once, but a decision you'll make for every cut, every joint, and every project you tackle. Let's start with the unique strengths of hand tools, where you connect with the wood on an intimate level. When you push a hand plane, you feel the grain direction through your fingertips. You're not just cutting wood, you're reading it. This tactile feedback allows for unparalleled control. Think of slicing a perfect dovetail with a sharp saw and chisel. Each movement is deliberate, letting you shave off a whisper of wood for a flawless, gap-free joint. It's the quiet satisfaction of a spoke shave creating a perfect curve, or a card scraper leaving a surface smoother than any sandpaper. Hand tool work is a slower, meditative process where you leave your personal human touch on every piece. Now for the undeniable force of power tools. Their domain is speed, efficiency, and perfect repetition. Need to turn rough lumber into perfectly flat boards? A jointer and planer can do in an hour what might take a day by hand. This doesn't just save time, it makes ambitious projects feasible. Imagine building kitchen cabinets. A table saw with a stop block produces dozens of identical parts. A router cuts a complex profile on every drawer front with flawless consistency. Power tools are the workhorses that handle the heavy lifting and repetitive tasks with incredible precision, freeing you to focus on design and assembly. So how do you build your collection? My advice is to start with the foundation. Begin with essential high-quality hand tools, a good saw, sharp chisels, and a block plane. These are your best teachers. They'll teach you the fundamentals of how wood behaves. Once you're comfortable, augment your workshop. Your first power tool should solve your biggest bottleneck. For most, that's a cordless drill for assembly, then a random orbit sander for finishing. As projects grow, add a circular saw or router. The goal isn't replacement, but creating a hybrid system. You'll use a power saw for rough cuts, then a hand plane for the final, perfect fit. You'll use a router to remove waste quickly, and a chisel to get into tight corners. This synergy, the power of machines guided by the finesse of your hands, is the hallmark of a versatile woodworker. Finally, the practicalities of budget and space. Hand tools have a lower cost of entry, but demand an investment in sharpening equipment and the time to learn that skill. A dull hand tool is useless. Power tools have a higher upfront cost, plus the cost of blades, bits, and a necessary dust collection system for your safety. Space is another huge factor. A hand tool workshop can fit in a small corner. The tools are quiet, create minimal dust, and are easy to store. A power tool shop needs significant floor space for the machines and for maneuvering lumber. The noise and dust often require a dedicated garage or basement. Your available space and budget will naturally guide your choices. So, what's the bottom line? The debate isn't about which is better, but what each is best for. Hand tools connect you to the craft and teach you fundamental skills. Power tools grant you the speed and precision to bring ambitious ideas to life. The ultimate goal isn't to be a hand tool or power tool woodworker, but simply a woodworker, one who confidently reaches for the right tool, electric or not, to get the job done beautifully. So what's my final recommendation? Start with a core set of quality hand tools. There's no substitute for the tactile feedback you get from a hand plane gliding over wood or a sharp chisel slicing through end grain. This is how you learn to read the wood, to understand its grain direction and personality. This foundational knowledge is invaluable. It builds a deep connection to the craft and develops a level of control and accuracy that will make you a far better woodworker, even when you start using powerful machinery. As your skills and projects grow, strategically introduce power tools. Let them do the heavy lifting, the rough milling and repetitive cuts. Use a power planer to get your stock square in minutes, then grab a hand plane for that flawless shimmering surface. Use a table saw for efficiency, but a handsaw for the precision joinery that defines fine furniture. This hybrid approach gives you the best of both worlds, the speed of power and the finesse of handwork. And remember, regardless of the tool, safety is paramount. Always understand your tool before you use it. At the end of the day, it's not about choosing sides. The real goal is to become a versatile, knowledgeable woodworker. It's about looking at a project and selecting the most effective, efficient, and enjoyable tool for each task. This problem-solving mindset is what separates a true craftsperson. It frees you from dogma and opens up a world of creative possibilities. If you found this video helpful, show your support by hitting that like button and sharing it with a friend. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. We have a lot more content planned, including deep dives into tool maintenance, advanced techniques, and some great beginner-friendly projects to get you building. Now I want to hear from you in our community workshop down in the comments. What's your approach? Are you a hand tool purist, a power tool enthusiast, or a hybrid woodworker? More importantly, what was the one tool that completely changed the game for you? Let's learn from each other's experiences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.